Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and we are looking at the event Darkest Hour Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 115 from Boom Studios. And this is written by Melissa Flores, colors by Raul Angulo, Jose Enrique Fernandez is assisting, illustrations by Simona D. Gianfelice, and then letters by Ed Dukeshire, and I apologize if I have said any of those names incorrect. So our issue begins with Rita trying to sway Tommy to become her ranger again. She says that I found you. You were alone, without family, without direction, but I loved you like a son. Made you a ranger. Everything you had, Angel Grove, it's because of me, etc. How dark is your despair? Will you serve me again? And then he said, no, Zordon saved me. My friends became my family. They gave me a purpose. I know love. Because of them, I serve them. And you haunted me for months. So he refers back to those earlier Boom Studio issues, which I think is great, where he was haunted by Rita because of the guilt he felt. And he points her out for what she is in these circumstances. She is an abuser. She controlled him. She manipulated him. She used him. All those things that sometimes happen to people in real life, which is awful. And he's been through that. He's come through the other end. He still has nightmares now. You know, it does happen. So anyway, we're back on Promethea, and apparently Matt Cook is leading the conversation about approaching Spectre. So what he says is Mistress Vile has got generals that throughout space through either force or reward to serve Draken, so they became loyal, etc. And you got Draken piping in, well, I didn't. And she said, no, you ran. Well, when you rather me be on your side than theirs, etc. Eventually, Matt Cook sort of has a panic attack, which Aisha helps him sort of overcome, growing that loving relationship, which is sort of bubbling in the background, which seems to be really, really nice and natural, rather than perhaps forced. It's grown gradually, and I do like that. Don't get me wrong, I think the first time that we found out that Aisha sort of liked him, it felt a bit, well, that's out of blue. It could have been a little bit more subtle, but then we wouldn't have moments like that now, I guess. So they're all discussing how they can get into safe haven and do what you can, and it's not gonna be easy. It's really difficult, but there are some catacombs that Yale and Kelva found when exploring, etc. So there are options, but there's not enough of them. As soon as they get there, they're going to be overwhelmed, and they're going to lose. So Zordon has a plan, and that plan's going to become very obvious very quickly. So Zed is grounded. His Serpentera isn't doing anything. It won't go anywhere. And Golda is trying to come up with suggestions with them getting in the game. But the point is that Dark Specter is there, and Mistress Vile has an army that they cannot stand against, even if they wanted to. So in comes the fly-in plot of Zordon saying, let's work together. You know, I think with this, we've already sort of had this during the Eltarian War. Not perhaps so much because he's morphed into a Power Ranger. He's still looking like a Power Ranger. Why wouldn't he demorph? I don't get that bit. And take a break from that, because he doesn't have to be morphed all the time, just because he's got a morpher. But my worry is that you are... It's great that Mistress Vile's out there, Dark Specter's out there, but you're sort of defunking what Lord Zed was brilliant. He was probably his most scariest in Season 2 and Season 3. He's strongest, etc. As he continued to grow. It just seemed to get stronger and stronger, whereas I feel like these continue... Sorry, I knocked my camera stand. These constant team-ups, I feel like they sort of devalue how evil Lord Zed was in the show, etc. So anyway, moving on. That's my point on that. Kimberly checks up on Jason. Jason got concussed by Matt, etc. And they're just talking. And he's like, well, and she's trying to not get his help, but she sort of wants to say, well, I'm not a ranger anymore. And, I can't pretend to be one, and she says she doesn't know what the point of even being a ranger is. Lord Zed's apparently a ranger. Kia's a ranger at the moment. Draken's a ranger at the moment. Evil is rangers at the moment. It's sort of weird, etc. Anyway, they talk a lot, and she asks him to promise that if we don't come back, they're gonna come to Worth. There won't be any rangers here to defend it. Can you try, sort of thing. I think that's how I read it. I can't actually remember now. That was ages ago. We also get this thing with I can never remember his name, Doggy Cougar the second. We also get these things where he is questioning all these mindless rangers that nothing, etc. How are they meant to fight if they can't think for themselves, etc.? And Vince and Vince is quite sinister at the moment. I actually really do enjoy Vince in the comic series. Is saying, no, the focus is the Rangers. We just need these to get this over the line. That's basically it. That's basically the mission. Let's get this over the line, etc. But I love the fact that he's questioning it. And Vince reminds him, be careful, because everybody's expendable. Look at the Death Ranger, who is currently being punished by Dark Specter for going to Earth and attacking without his permission. They're not your armies, they're mine, and I should finish you, etc. Mistress Vile comes and says, no, let me take over. He is not worth your time, etc. Or your anger. I will do this. I will rectify my mistake. And that appears to be the end of the Death Ranger. But the Death Ranger is what's been no, wait a minute. No, I got that wrong. Sorry. Too many things going through my brain. So, the assault on Safe Haven begins. Lord Zed, also, Lord Zed's Serpentera has parts from Promethea, so they sort of need Promethea as well. Or did he steal it from Promethea? Not the original Serpentera, this Serpentera. I can't remember. That was issues ago. Sorry, not doing very well today. It's very early. Haven't had enough coffee. So, Rita, so Lord Zed, very angry, and the Hyperforce Rangers attack Safe Haven to create this diversion. However, they attack too soon, and they're going to lose the advantage very quickly. The Rangers are underground and going in there. However, there is a bit of an issue. That's right. Alpha 1 has used 11's parts to become this new creature. So I guess number 11 doesn't exist anymore, which is disappointing. There's lots of Rangers, etc. And it's, well, let's get the fight going on. There's no backup plan. It's go, go, go. Whilst being overwhelmed outside, the Hyperforces force Serpentera out of the game. So that just leaves the Rangers with overwhelming fights, etc. that they are struggling to take. So bad that Kimberly ends up losing her powers. Bulk jumps in to save her. Meanwhile, Draken slowly starts walking towards... I forgot what it's called again. God, I'm really doing terrible. The Master... Damn it, it's gone. Anyway, he walks there. He goes through there with whatever Draken's agenda usually is. And going through there, we can see that there is a Ranger Slayer here. And she is following Draken. So, to be continued. So, Draken's gone off on his own for whatever agenda. We don't know what that agenda is, and it will be interesting to find out what that agenda is. So, a slight twist at the end of I was expecting. It's always interesting when the villains go bad, but he didn't really go bad. He just sort of walked away in mid-flow. So, anyway, that is issue 115, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Darkest Hour, the event. There was nice build-up in this issue, why they gather themselves, etc. All sides of the party were explored. Great character growth as well. and then eventually that first assault, which goes terribly wrong. So it'll be interesting to see how the next issue fares. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like my channel, please support my channel by subscribing. Thank you to those already subscribed to my channel. Make sure you look after yourself, and as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.